What does it really take to win? Not just in real estate, but in life in general. And I've got Dyson jumping in, and well, he's not really going to jump in, but I outlined 9 things that I got from the Founders podcast, and I thought, let's go over them together. I call this the Dyson Blueprint, what it really takes to win, or the Dyson Principles. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by brillianttribe.com. Check us out, which has changed our website a little bit. So let me know what you think. There are 9 principles to this blueprint, starting with number 1, persistence is the key. Dyson's story isn't about genius, it's persistence. He built 5,127 prototypes over 5 years to launch the G-Force in Japan, then spent another decade perfecting the DC-01 for the world. Innovation meant questioning experts, embracing failure, and owning his vision. He was told no over and over and over again, yet he didn't give up. Think about that for you. How does this apply to your business? Think about it for you, where you feel like you want to give up, and why do you keep going? Like, why, right? If you read one of 2 of his biographies, both of them are really good. You can pick them up on Amazon, but you could see that he really, really had a strong drive, and he had a strong reasoning as to why he wanted to succeed. Anyway, persistence is the key. That's number 1. Number 2, master your circumstances. Dyson learned early that losing control can sink you. With the C truck, he watched shareholders sell out when times got tough. With the Marlboro, he was ousted despite his breakthrough. These mishaps taught him to master his fate, keeping ironclad control over intellectual property and Dyson Limited. It's a hidden key to Berkshire Hathaway's success too. Own your destiny or others will. And the way that you can do this is, when I'm thinking real estate agent, when we're thinking master your circumstances, this is where we have to focus on our skills, like on a daily basis. What are you doing? What are you focusing on daily? How are you mastering your skills so you can get better at then mastering those circumstances? Number 3, capacity to take pain. I have this little, if you're watching on YouTube, great, you're going to see it. If not, don't worry about it. I got you. I have this little red, I don't know what the hell this is, like a string bracelet. I don't know. It's a thing I wear on my wrist. It's red. And now it looks orange because I've had it here for so long. But it's a reminder for me that everything that's worth going for, whether it's an amazing relationship with my wife or being with my kids and family and being there for them, or just going further into the businesses, it requires a capacity to take pain. It's like, this is a reminder, this little red thing for me is a reminder that there will be a lot of pain involved. This isn't easy. And I'm laughing because it's been so damn hard. And the further you want to go in it, the harder it's going to get. That's why people fall short, right? Behind any great achievement lies the capacity to take pain. From solitary long runs as a kid to legal battles despite the mounting debt, prototypes, and numerous rejections, Dyson took his lumps and kept going. Key to this is believing in yourself, even when others don't or won't. Number 4, the standard was excellence. I like this. This is what I'm working on. He didn't release a product until it was perfect. He didn't flinch at charging more for a vacuum or plowing 20% of revenue into R&D. 7 times the industry norm. That's crazy, by the way. He bet on excellence, not shortcuts. Profits naturally follow excellence. Very similar mindset to Steve Jobs when he took over Apple the second time. Number 5, don't dilute the message. People don't want a product that does 10 things. with average ability. This is for you real estate agents and for me, right? Listen to this. They want a product that does one thing with above average ability. Exceptionally good at one thing is better than average at a lot of things. Now think about that with you. What's your messaging to the audience you want to attract? Is it so diluted that they think you're just another real estate agent? Or do they know what they're hiring, that you are far superior to everyone else they know on this specific thing, and it's what they need? That's how niche I want you. Not just for social media, but for real estate, right? Number 6, action leads to progress. Dyson didn't just dream, he built. From rigging a cyclone for the Balboro factory to testing countless prototypes himself, he learned to go build and see progress comes from starting. Remember that. Sometimes all we need to do is actually get started, actually make that call, actually go and test this out. Is it going to work? Is the open house going to do it? What about if I test out 10 open houses in 10 days? Is that going to work? What about door knocking? What about mailing? What about calling for sale by owners? I don't know where to start. Progress comes from starting. Number 7, founders should run companies, or at least people that deeply care. This one you've got to listen to. It will be interesting to see what Dyson does with his legacy, but I suspect he won't be passing the business over to an MBA, but rather an engineer who deeply cares about the product. When it comes to us as founders of our real estate business, I think this is what sets us apart from Redfin, from Zillow, from all these companies that really want to take a big bite out of our industry. But they realize later on, and it's where we're at now, that the missing piece was always the real estate agent, because we actually care. We're involved with the community like nobody else can be. You can't have Zillow as a company be involved in the community in the same way. You can't have Redfin do it. You can't have all these other companies do it. See, the key is you, as the founder of your real estate business, the leader of your team, the leader of your brokerage, it is your job to show up daily, because only you can do it. Whether it's you leading your team, you leading yourself, the key is going to be how you're showing up, because only you can make that connection happen. Relationship is a very geocentric business. This is why all these other companies always have a challenge jumping in. They need that local agent. This is where it comes back down to you. Number 8, there are billion-dollar ideas in common frustrations. Forget market research or copying competitors. Dyson started with what annoyed him. Wheelbarrows tipped. Hand dryers failed. From the ball barrow to the air blade, he reimagined the ordinary from first principles. And if I'm looking at this for real estate, let's look at a competitor nationally. When we're looking at Zillow, they solved for something that was a challenge for the consumer. And that's why it did very well. They went back down to first principles, right? As a homeowner, what is my number one concern? What am I always thinking about? What is my home worth, right? Because then in essence, it tells me how much equity I have and then what I can do. When you're looking at this from first principles and you're looking at real estate and you're thinking, well, for the audience I want to target, what is their biggest challenge? What is it? What do they need me for? And I can't answer that for you. I've got my own answers for all of these different businesses we run, but what are the challenges? Pick one challenge that you are solving, and that's where it starts. And in fact, if we go back to number 5, don't dilute the message, it goes back to that. It's like a lot of you are super diluted. It's like I stand for this and that and this and that. Just tell me one thing, right? What is it? Last one, number 9, play the long game. At nearly every opportunity, Dyson chose the long term over the short term. And the same thing can be said with Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, all of these companies and people chose to be in it for a very long run. And real estate is no different. I need you to put that little hat on and be like, got it. I'm going to be in this for the long run. How does this look if I'm going to be here for a long time? What do I stand for? Anyway, if you need this, I've got it outlined. I cleaned it up with ChatGPT, but I do have it. It's episode 484. Let me know if you need this on Instagram. Have an awesome day.